Good morning, my Pokemon fans. It's really early in the morning, and I'm kind of tired. So if I sound like I'm going off, I might have fell asleep. Psych, I want to do that. Anyways, thank you for watching my videos. If you like this video, hit the like button, and you can always subscribe for more videos like this. And now, on to the story. Pewter City. Just healing our Pokemon from the Pokemon Center we had stayed at for the night, we noticed the center was busier than usual. A bunch of trainers with their Pokemon in their arms coming in one after another, after us. Jordan asked, "Is this Pokemon Center always this busy?" Nurse Jen said, "Yes, the gym leader here is ruthless towards trainers, not giving them a chance." Terrence said, "Well, Trey and Isaiah, I guess you guys are going to lose." Trey turned around and said, "Why would you say something like that?" I looked at him and said, "I'm sure it will be hard, but we will beat him. We are both determined." Jordan said, "Determination has nothing to do with it. It's neither one of you have the experience of a gym leader, and you don't even know what type he specializes in." Terrence said, "It's rock." Me and Trey looked at Terrence and said, "How do you know?" Terrence said, "Me and my brothers used to do cook-offs here at the gym leader. Really likes to eat." Trey looked determined. "Good. I have a water Pokemon. I'm sure I could win." Jordan shook her head. "Just because you have a water Pokemon doesn't mean you're going to win. You have to know how to use them." A kid waiting in line with an Ekans all beat up in his arms looked at us strange and said, "You two look sure of yourself. You ain't beating anybody. What makes you think you're good enough?" Trey brought his fist up and huffed out his nose. "I know I'm better than you. I know I can beat you any day." The kid opened his eyes and got mad too. "Let me heal my Pokemon and I will take you on." Trey said, "Bet. I'll be right outside." A Chansey came and smacked both of them, with Nurse Jen standing behind them. Nurse Jen yelled with a strict tone, I will not fighting in my center over who is better. You two are both irresponsible trainers. Now get out of my center." She looked at Chansey and smiled. "Chansey, would you be a dear and throw them out?" The Chansey nodded and took Trey and the kid and pushed them out. Jordan, Terrence, and I walked out feeling embarrassed. I said, "Really, Trey? Really?" Jordan said, "That's why we can't meet anybody new." Terrence said, "I could have went back to sleep. Now I have to be in this hot sun. Dang, kid." The kid got up and got into Trey's face, yelling, "See what you did? Now my Pokemon won't be healed." Trey shrugged his shoulders and said, "That's not my problem." The kid was enraged now and said, "I still got one Pokemon left. Let's go." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a Pokeball. Trey also pulled out a Pokeball. The kid threw it and yelled, "Go, Squirtle!" Trey was confused and asked, "How did you lose with a Squirtle? He's a water type." Jordan said, "Didn't I already explain this?" "I'm sure I did." Trey said, "Well, let's do this. Charmander." We all fell in disappointment. Jordan said, "This has to be the dumbest kid ever." Trey turned his head to look at us. "Look, I know Charmander is weak against water types, but he will always be if I don't use him against water types." What he said made a lot of sense and surprised us all. The kid said, "You ready or not?" Trey said, "Let's do this. Charmander, go. Use Fire Blast. Go." The kid yelled, "Squirtle, go in your shell now." The Fire Blast hit the shell, but it did not affect Squirtle. The kid pointed at Charmander, "Now, Squirtle, go. Use Rapid Spin." Squirtle started spinning as it took off and hit Charmander. Trey yelled in concern, "No!" As Charmander fell near him, the kid said, "Charmander is done. I won." Trey asked, "Are you okay, buddy?" Charmander stood up and was ready to fight again. Trey pointed and said, "Okay, buddy, let's go. Use Fire Blast now." Once again, the Fire Blast hit the shell, but it was to no effect. I said, "What is Trey thinking?" The kid said, "This trick again?" Trey yelled, "Now get closer and closer." The kid was surprised as Charmander got closer and closer. Squirtle's shell got hotter and hotter. Terrence said, "I get it. He's trying to make it uncomfortable for Squirtle, so he has to come out." Jordan said, "Wow, the kid might actually be learning something." Soon enough, the Squirtle came up crying he was on fire. The kid was shocked. Trey said, "Now, Charmander, attack with Scratch." Charmander kept hitting Squirtle until Squirtle fainted. Charmander jumped back in front of Trey. The kid ran to his Squirtle and held him, saying, "Are you okay? Please be okay." The Squirtle pushed from his trainer and walked up to Charmander and held his hand out. Charmander shook the Squirtle's hand. All of us were shocked and didn't know what to say. A voice was heard and said, "Now that's respect." We looked to see this tall, dark-skinned man with crazy hair with a black shirt on and an orange vest. The kid said, "That's the gym leader, Roy." Nervously, Roy said, "I enjoyed that battle. Both of you seem to be in sync with your Pokemon. And great strategy." The kid said, "Please, sir, can we have a battle again?" Roy said, "I don't see why not. You seem to have really learned from our battle." As he smiled, he looked at Trey and asked, "I hope to see you too." Trey said, "No doubt, I'm going to beat you." I came up and put my hands around Trey's mouth and said, "Please forgive my friend, Mr. Roy." He said, "Waylon's boy? I hope to see you as well. I look forward to all of you." Trey moved my hands from his mouth and said, "Tomorrow I will win." I told Trey to shh. Roy said, "A lot of confidence in this one." Confidence is a good and bad thing. It can give you the strength to win, or it can destroy you when you lose. But confidence, don't ever lose it. Good trainers are confident. Roy looked at me and said, "I'm surprised you are not confident, Isaiah, like your friend here." I said, "I am, I just don't show it." Roy said, "Well, we will see. Come by tomorrow and I will have a battle with you 3. Roy walked off with his hands behind his back. The kid returned his Squirtle and said, "I need to get them ready for the Pokemon Center." And he ran off. Trey said, "I guess we should go back as well." I nodded and we both took off. As we ran, we heard Terrence yelling, "Well, we are going to find a place to eat." We got to the Pokemon Center and saw the kid in front of us, of Nurse Jan. Nurse Jan saw us come in and had a smart comment. "Well, the gang's all here trying to start up more trouble." I said, "I didn't do anything." Trey walked up and said, "I'm sorry. We are acting like kids. Please forgive us." Nurse Jan said, "That's more like it." She took the kids' Pokemon first and handed them to Chansey. Then she took Trey's Pokemon and took them back to the back. The kid looked at Trey and said, "Nice battle," and put his hand out. Trey shook it and said, "I told you I was going to win." The kid said, "Wow, you really are conceited." Trey said, "It's a gift." I asked, "So what is your name, by the way?" He said, "I'm Kyle. I think I ran into you guys the other day." I said, "Are you the kid that almost battled the other kid with the Dartini?" He said, "Yeah." Trey asked why he seemed like a good kid. Kyle shook his head and said he was trying to get me to join Team Rocket. I smacked my lips and said, "No way." Kyle said, "Well, he said something about Team Rocket." I said, "I think you heard him wrong." The bell went off, meaning you went off. Our Pokemon were done. Nurse Jan handed us our Pokemon and said, "Hope to see you again." Trey and Kyle took their Pokemon. Kyle said, "Well, I guess I got to go. Prepare for tomorrow." Trey said, "Yeah, us too." I said, "Good luck to you." Kyle walked off. Trey looked at me and asked, "What do you want to do now?" I grabbed my stomach and said, "Eat. I'm hungry." Trey said, "Where is Terrence? He's supposed to be the cook." I looked at my Pokedex and saw I had got a text message from "Who's that Pokemon?" It's Magmar. Jordan, it said we are in town at this place called Magnimus. Come on. I looked at Trey and said they are at a place called Magnimus. Trey said, "Well, let's go. Come on out, Charmander." I said, "You too, Eevee." Eevee climbed on my shoulder as we started to walk. I pulled out my Pokedex and put the name of the restaurant in the GPS. We met up with Jordan and Terrence. Terrence saw us and said, "Come on, I'm hungry." Jordan looked at him and said, when are you not hungry?" Me and Trey walked up to the restaurant. It had a sign that said Magnimus, all in red with a Magmar on top of it. Jordan said, "I thought this place looked nice." Trey mumbled under his breath, "It looks expensive." There was a sign that said, "Try our spicy, spicy Magmar chicken recipe. Eat it all, get the meal free." Trey said, "Oh, I am definitely going to win." Terrence said, "Bet I beat you." Trey nodded and said, "It's a bet then." Jordan rolled her eyes and said, "Kids." Trey said, "If I win, you have to pay." Ditto. Terrence said, "Ditto, if I win." I said, "Look, if someone wins, they get a Firestone." Trey said, "Look, like I get a free meal and a Firestone." Terrence said, "Not if I get it first." Jordan annoyed said, "Can we just go in now?" I opened the door and got blasted with heat. Evie started panting. Charmander was loving it. The sitting area was red carpet, red lighting, and red ceiling. In the center was a Magmar just chilling, not doing much. A waiter came up to us. He was in a suit, had a big mustache, and was sweating heavily. He asked, "Do you have a reservation?" We looked at each other and said, "No." The waiter said, "We don't take people without a reservation." Terrence stepped up in front of us and held up a pass. The waiter said, "Well, why didn't you say so? Right this way, restaurante." He sat us down by the chilling Magmar. Evie and Charmander tried to play with it. I asked Terrence, "What was that?" Terrence said, "It's a restaurant pass. All major cooks have this to give out reviews so I can get in anywhere." Trey and I pulled out our Pokedexes to get a data on Magmar. The Pokedex said, "Magmar, the Spitfire Pokemon. Its body is to keep it hidden within a fires, giving it dangerous attacks." Trey got excited. "I have to get me one of these." Jordan said, "Good luck with that." The waitress came to our table at that time. She had a flame skirt on with a same matching blouse. She asked with a slight accent, "What can I get y'all to drink?" Smacking her gum. I said, "I will get a sweet tea, no ice." She wrote it down, then she looked at Jordan. "For you, sweetie?" Jordan said, "I will have Coke." The waitress wrote it down and then looked at Trey. Trey said, "I will take a glass of Sprite and your number." The waitress looked at him and said, "Honey, I am too old for you. Cute, but I don't think so." Trey smiled and said, "Worth a shot." Terrence cut in and said, "Yeah, you should be with someone that can cook, and I'll get a Dr. Pepper." The waitress started laughing and said, "I'll be right back." Jordan said, "You two are dumb." Trey said, "What's wrong? It's not about you." Jordan said, "I know I'm pretty." The waitress came back at that time with our drinks. She handed them out to us, saying, "Here you go, sweetie," to all of us. Now what can I get y'all?" I said, "I don't like spicy food, so I want a Shadow Punch cheeseburger." She said, "Okay, it's not spicy at all. Really, it's mellow." She looked at Jordan. Jordan said, "I will have the Gloom Toss salad." She wrote it down, then she looked at Trey and said, "What you getting, handsome?" Trey said, "Me and Terrence are getting the spicy, spicy Magmar chicken." She wrote it down and said, "Okay, good luck. I'll bring it right out. Oh, and you get a discount for having a fire Pokemon." And she walked to the back. Trey patted Charmander and said, "My good boy." Jordan asked us, "Are you guys going to help me with the contest tomorrow?" I said, "No. We have a gym battle and to get ready for." Jordan said, "Well, it happens tomorrow. I need to go, and besides, y'all are going to lose anyway." Trey said, "You're going to lose." Jordan said, "I would hit you, but I'm too hungry right now." We heard the door open. The waitress was pushing the cart with our food on it. She handed me and Jordan's first. Terrence and Trey's had the sauce on it, but it wasn't cooked. Trey said, "What is this, raw chicken?" The waitress said, "Hold on." She picked up the plates and held them close to the Magmar. The Magmar lifted its tail underneath them, cooking them right in front of us. I said, "So that's why they call it Magmar's chicken." After that, they were dark cooked. She gave them to Trey and Terrence. The heat from the chicken wings were so intense it intimidated Charmander. Jordan and Evie looked at them, ready to see their face. They both were quiet and looked intimidated, like they didn't know what they have done. Jordan said, "Well, go ahead, eat, dummy." Trey picked up one and tried to give it to Charmander. Charmander refused to eat it as he hid his head under his arms. Terrence picked one up and said, "Now or never, right?" Trey said, "Wait." He looked at me and said, "Isaiah, say go." I said, "Okay, ready, set, go." They started shoving the wings into their mouth. Jordan asked me, "Who are you voting for?" I said, "The Spice. I hope it closes their throats up so they don't have to talk anymore." Jordan laughed really hard. I guess I'm funny. Jordan said, "Well, I'm betting on Terrence since he got us in here." I said, "Fine, I will bet on Trey then." Jordan said, "Loser has to worship each other's Pokemon." I said, "Deal." We watched as they were still eating. We could see water coming from both of their eyes. They were getting to their last few when Trey got up over the table and ran to the bathroom. Terrence took the last one and ate it with no problem and burped. Then he took the ones Trey didn't finish and ate them. The waitress said, "Well, I guess you are the winner." She gave Terrence the Firestone and she put the check upside down on the table. I picked it up and my heart sank. The bill was expensive, $20 for me and Jordan's meal, Trey and Terrence's chickens, 30 each. I said, "I hope y'all have the money for this." As I showed them the bill, Trey came back at this time and said, "I can still feel the burn." Jordan said, "You're weak." I showed Trey the check. Trey said, "I got to pay for Terrence too." Shocked. Terrence said, "My meal is free," and started laughing. Trey shrugged his shoulders and said, "Glad I made that bet." We paid the bill and started to walk out. The host grabbed Terrence and said, "Please tell us your review." Terrence looked at us and said, "I'll be right out." So we left out. Jordan asked, "Wait, who paid the check?" I said, "I did." Jordan said, "How generous." Trey smacked his lips. "Generous? This man has big money. His dad is a gym leader." Jordan opened her eyes and said, "Really? No wonder you're such a good trainer." I said, "It's not all that, really." Trey said, "Really? You should see this man's home." Terrence came out and looked at us and said, "So, what now?" Jordan said, "I'm going to go shopping for tomorrow. Got a lot to buy. Pokemon to groom, clothing to buy, and a bunch of stuff." Terrence said, "I guess I'll go buy some food." I said, "I guess me and Trey will go get the hotel." Trey said, "Yeah, we can strategize." We went our separate ways for now. Me and Trey went to the Pokestay. This hotel had rooms so you could sleep with your Pokemon, big or small. We checked in and saw Kyle there. He was checking into the hotel as well. There was a lot of people there. Kyle asked, "Ready for tomorrow?" We said, trying to be. We were next in line. There was a lady. She said, "How can I help you?" Trey said, "We need 2 rooms." The lady said, "Big Pokemon or small Pokemon?" We said small. She rang it up. I handed her my card and then she gave me the keys. She said, "First floor, room 16. I texted Jordan and told her to text us when they come back. I asked Kyle, "Do you want to train with us?" Kyle said, "Sure. There is a practice in the middle of the hotel here." Trey said, "Let's go." We went into the training room and practiced till dark. We left the training room. Kyle said, "Good luck." We said, "You too," and we went to the room. Jordan and Terrence's door was next to ours. As soon as we got to our door, there was Jordan and Terrence with both arms filled with bags. I asked Trey, "Let them into their room." Trey, with an attitude, opened their door. Trey asked, "What did y'all buy?" Jordan said, "Don't worry about it." They went into their room. We went into ours. The room had a tree in the middle with a pool around it. This was for the Pokemon. Me and Trey chose out all of our Pokemon. Then we laid in our beds and just thought about tomorrow. And we were going to win. We were pretty tired, so it didn't take us long to sleep. Alright, and here we are with our new Pokemon. As you can see, I still have the same. Trey still has the same. Terrence has the same. As you can see, Jordan has a Firestone, so that is something new. And tomorrow you will see if our characters get another gym badge And if Jordan gets a contest, stay tuned to find out.